Before we start meditation instruction and practice, take a practice it. Ahambante Isaranena saha Panchasilang Dhammang yacchami Angkang katva Sillang detta Me bhante Tutiyampi Ahambante Isaranena saha Panchasilang Dhammang yacchami Angkang katva Sillang detta Me bhante Tatiyampi Ahambante Isaranena saha Panchasilang Dhammang yacchami Angkang katva Sillang detta Me bhante Yamahang vadami tam vadetta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Dhammam saranam gacchāmi
Dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Sangham saranam gacchāmi
Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi
Tutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi
Tutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi
Tutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi
Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi
Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi
Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tisarana gamanam paripunnam Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu micchācchāra veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi
Kāmesu micchācchāra veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi
Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Sura viraya macchapama tatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi
Sura viraya macchapama tatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Idam me silang Nippanassa
Paccayo
Saranena Saha Panchashilam Dhamma Sadhuka Sarakitam Katua Apamadena Sampadeta Sadhu. How many of you come up? Have you ever practiced Anapanasati meditation? No. It means I need to practice from the beginning. So, I will explain briefly how to practice meditation, etc. Who has much experience, maybe they can practice while listening my explanation. Why we practice meditation? Why we practice meditation? For what purpose? This question should be asked yourself. Should ask yourself, why I practice meditation? For what purpose? We have all short lifetime. Even we can live more than 100 years of life, but still compared to our world lifespan, it is very short, right? We have many things to do. But today we come here to learn how to practice meditation, to improve our meditation. Why? Why we need to practice meditation? Is there anybody who can answer? As a Buddhist, you should be able to answer. You should be able to give an answer to realize Four Noble Truths. We practice meditation to realize Four Noble Truths. They need to know what are Four Noble Truths, right? I think all of you, maybe many of you, know what are the Four Noble Truths. The Noble Truths of suffering is first, right? What is second? The Noble Truths of origin of suffering. What are third? The Noble Truths of cessation of suffering. What are four? What is four? Number four. The Noble Truths to leading to path of the cessation of the suffering. Right? What are the common words for all those Four Noble Truths? Suffering, right? If you realize Four Noble Truths, it means you know about suffering, you know the cause of suffering, you will experience the cessation of suffering, and you will know how to make the cessation of suffering, right? Do you want to make cessation of suffering, or do you want to continue? Do you want to experience continuously? No answer. I think all of us want to make end of suffering, right? Yes. So, realizing Four Noble Truths, it means you make end of suffering. Do you want to make end of suffering? Yes. Then you need to realize these Four Noble Truths thoroughly. To realize these Four Noble Truths, we practice meditation. Remember to realize on Noble Truths, we practice meditation. So, if somebody asks you, why you practice meditation, you should be able to give the answer. To realize Four Noble Truths, what the meaning of to realize Four Noble Truths? You should be able to explain. To realize Four Noble Truths means you know about suffering, you know the cause of suffering, you know the cessation of suffering, you know how to make cessation of suffering. Then they may understand why you go to practice meditation. Maybe they might want to follow you to come to here to practice meditation. Why? Because we all desire to be happy. Because of suffering, we are not happy. Right? What are the sufferings in our life? Aging. Is it suffering or happiness? Sickness. Is suffering or happiness? Sorrow. Is it suffering or happiness? Lamentation. Is it suffering or happiness? Bodily pain and mental pain, and lamentation, desperation, all are sufferings, right? Then why we suffer? Because of what? There are sufferings. Because of body and mind, right? If there is no body, no materiality, would be there aging and sickness and death? No, right? If there is no mind as mentality, would be there any sorrow, worry, lamentation? No, right? We need to know here, as long as we have body and mind, it means you are subject to suffer. So to make end of suffering means we should not have another body and mind. Why? Because as long as we have body and mind, we cannot make end of suffering. We have to suffer. It is not only for us. 2,600 years ago, our Bodhisattva was to experience these sufferings, and he wanted to find out to make end of suffering. So that he practiced meditation, and through practice meditation, he realized these Four Noble Truths, and he made end of suffering. So, he practiced meditation under the Bodhi tree. He practiced Anapanasati meditation and attained jhana concentration. And after that, he realized the knowledge of to know the past lives. He realized the knowledge of there was I, Dipachaku, and then he eradicated all ignorance so that he became Buddha. He attained arahantcy. It means by realizing Four Noble Truths. He realized Four Noble Truths. By realizing Four Noble Truths, he made end of suffering. And then after that, he had been taught these Four Noble Truths for his lifelong time until he took final liberation. So you are learning this meditation to realize Four Noble Truths. You are practicing meditation to realize these Four Noble Truths. So now, how we can practice Anapanasati? Because this Anapanasati, all Buddhas and all Vajrayana Buddhas and many Arahants, they have been practiced this Anapanasati meditation, and Buddha himself, before realized the Four Noble Truths, he also practiced, and he respect this Anapanasati meditation very much, so that once he practiced this Anapanasati for one vasa. During the 3 months of vasa time, he practiced this Anapanasati only, not doing any other things. And also he taught it from many suttas. So many of Buddhists and Buddha's disciples, we also practice this Anapanasati and we respect this Anapanasati meditation. So when you practice this Anapanasati meditation, you should respect and then you should value it. So then, how to practice? Anapanasati means you are aware of your in-breath and out-breath continuously. If you are aware of your in-breath, out-breath continuously, it means you are focused on your breath. When you focus on your breath continuously, then you can develop concentration of your mind. When your mind is concentrated for a long time, such as 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, then you can develop absorption concentration, which we call jhana concentration. There are 4 kinds of jhana concentration: first jhana concentration, second jhana concentration, third jhana concentration, fourth jhana concentration. After developing these 4 jhana concentration, you can continuously practice rupa meditation and then nama meditation. Means meditation on materiality, meditation on mentality. After that, you can practice to discern cause and effect, that paticcasamuppada, causal relationship. And after that, you can practice vipassana meditation. It's called insight meditation. By practicing insight meditation, you can realize Four Noble Truths. You can make end of suffering. When your past parami mature and your present effort supported, then you can realize Four Noble Truths, so that you can make end of suffering. So now practically how to practice meditation. First of all, sit comfortably and erect your body, and then relax your mind, body and mind. Maybe you can now try sit erect. Maybe you can sit on comfortable cushion and then place your both legs side by side. We don't recommend to sit full lotus posture because for the beginner, it's very difficult to sit comfortably. So, place your legs side by side, and then erect your body, straight your body, and then relax your body and mind. You close your eyes. Before that, if you can put small cushion under your hips, then it helps to make your body straight. Now Anapanasati meditation, what is you need to do is only one thing. You don't need to do two things. Only you need to do one thing only. To aware of your breath. If you are not aware of your breath, then it means you are not practicing Anapanasati meditation. As long as you are aware of your breath, in breath, out breath, you are practicing Anapanasati meditation correctly. So, now our breath, sometimes there are long in breath, sometimes there are long out breath. Sometimes there's short in breath, sometimes there's short out breath. Whether it is long or whether it is short, you just aware of it. When your breath in breath is long, you understand just it is long. When your out breath is long, you just understand it is long. And when your in breath is short, just understand your breath is short. In breath is short. When your out breath is short, at the time you understand my breath is short. Out breath is short. In this way. And after that, if you do in this way continuously, then your concentration will be improved. At that time you are able to know your breath from beginning and middle and end. When you breathe in, you will understand it, the beginning and middle and end. When you breathe out, you will understand the beginning and middle end. You just at that time understand mentally. You don't need to know. Just it is beginning, it is middle, it is in, it is end in this way. While doing so continuously, your mind will be further developed, concentrated. Then at the time, you are able to aware of your whole breath from beginning to end without missing the whole process. Your mind will experience from beginning to the end, and then in breath and out breath from beginning to the end. And this is, if you are able to do this, then your mind is quite concentrated. You are developing quite good concentration. Then after that, your breath becomes subtle. When your breath becomes subtle, then you will encounter difficulties to know the breath continuously, because now your breath is very gentle and very subtle. But not yet your concentration is developed fully. So at that time, there will be many wandering thoughts, or there will be sleepiness. So at that time, you should understand that this time you need to put more effort to aware of this third breath. It means you need to develop more mindfulness. Carefully and attentively, you pay attention around this area on the third breath, and then you are able to focus on your breath continuously. And then after that, you might experience the disappearance of your breath. You think that, oh, I have no breath now. I'm not breathing. But at the time, if you experience this time, don't be surprised, don't worry. And then don't be in panic, because it is normal. But it is very, very important stage the time, you should wait mindfully around this area where you are aware of the breath, the place. You should wait there and then be more mindful. And then arouse your strong mindfulness, and then sooner or later you will find out there is very, very subtle breath. It depends on how you focus on this subtle breath skillfully or not. If you are skillful, then you can develop your concentration well. But if you are not skillful, then you are not able to develop strong concentration. So at the time, please understand that this time, now I need to put more mindfulness to focus on this subtle breath. In this way, you can develop concentration. So, when you practice this Anapanasati meditation, sometimes you might have much of wandering thought. And at that time, when you are aware of that, you have a wandering thought, you should come back quickly to aware of your breath as usual. It is the best, but however, you have much wandering thought, then at that time, you can practice counting method that you count the numbers when you breathe in and out. Number 1. And then when you breathe in and breathe out, number 2. In this way, you can count up to number 8. Number 8 means there is no special meaning, just that we respect that 8-fold noble path, so that we recommend to count number 8. And then after you count number 8, you start from number 1 to 8, number 1 to 8. Then when you notice your mind is become calm, and then you can focus on your breath continuously without count numbers. Then you don't need to count number anymore, just focus on breath continuously. And then another thing, maybe after some time, maybe 10 or 15 minutes or more, you may experience bodily discomfort. Maybe pain on the knee or under the hip, on your back, etc. In the initial stage, please even notice that discomfort feeling, but focus on the breath more mindfully. When the concentration is developed, then this deep bodily discomfort will disappear automatically. But however, this discomfort feeling, maybe the painful feeling, is getting stronger and then unbearable. And then at the time, you can change your posture, maybe your legs another way, in this way, or just get a little bit, give some movement of your body. And then this discomfort feeling will disappear, and then just focus on the breath continuously. Here, when you practice Anapanasati meditation, of course, for other meditation objects as well, also we need to practice Kantiparami. Kantiparami means that patience. We need to develop patience. So, if there is less pain or the minor pain, but you are not patient, so you change your body, and you try to change another way, it will become the habit. If it becomes habit, then it is very difficult to develop concentration as well as good skills. So be patient. So all of you, I think we have enough parami and enough the capability to practice Anapanasati so that you can develop concentration, but you need to practice continuously, and you need to put much of time, and also you need to develop patience as well. And you can success on your meditation. So another thing is, when your breath becomes subtle, at that time you might feel sleepy because your object is very subtle. And then your mind will lose your interesting. Because it is difficult to focus. At the time, when you notice this one, please don't even notice the symptoms. If you even know, then you may go to fall asleep. So at the time, you need to aware of that. Oh, this time I need to put more effort. Maybe at that time, if you have the more attentively and patiently be aware of your breath at here. Now, where you need to aware of the breath, you think that the top tip of the nose and then upper lip. Around this area, your breath going in and going out, right? When your breath going in and going out, it touches your skin. Through touching, you understand in-breath and out-breath. But you should not pay attention on your touching sensation. There is touching sensation, but you should not pay attention on touching sensation. You should aware of that in-breath, out-breath only. As a perception, you are breathing in, now you are breathing out. There is in-breath, there is out-breath. You just aware of this in-breath, out-breath. But however, it is unavoidable to know that this touching sensation, but just you don't need to pay attention on it, whether it is hot, whether it is cold, whether it is sharp, whether it is dull, whether it is heavy, what. You don't need to pay attention on those feelings, sensations. Just you ignore this, or however even there is this touching sensation, just ignore, just you know the in-breath, out-breath only continuously, and this is important. So now, if you can practice this more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it will be very great. So now we have like 40 minutes of time to practice. So we practice, okay? Now sit comfortably and then straighten your body. Close your eyes. And relax your body and mind. Please take deep breaths 3 times. Breathe deeply. Breathe out deeply. Again, breathe in deeply. Breathe out deeply. One more time. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out deeply. Loving meditate, loving kindness, metta, toward oneself. You do just mentally, may I be well and happy. Pay attention on you. May I be well and happy. May my body and mind calm and comfortable. May my mind and body calm and comfortable. can do, we are happy, well happy. If your mind is calm, then bring your attention to the here income. Notation. If there is no questions, I wanted to explain some more. It's okay. Is there anyone who experienced to see some image or some light appear around when you practice meditation? Just before I come in, I was asked whether it is normal mana to appear the light while practicing meditation. So I want to explain about this. When you practice meditation, sometimes some strange images appear in your mind. So some meditators, they wonder about it, whether it is normal or whether it is okay, right? Some meditators experience the appearance of light here and there. Sometimes its color is different, and sometimes strong light appear here and there, near the palm. All those experiences are normal. Normal means nothing special to wonder or to be worried. No need to worry. You can experience it. Just what you need to do, just understand it can be helpful. You don't need to know that the reason why it is appeared, because it is not important to know the reason. But however, you will experience. It is same like when you are driving car or traveling by the car to reach your destination. Before you reach your destination, if you see outside of the car, then you will see that many buildings and many images, trees, scenarios, etc. Right? In the same way, when we practice meditation, people will developing strong concentration. Along the way, we will experience many kind of things that may be bodily feelings. Some may feel itchiness, especially hands and feet, and then some part of the body, the whole body, and sweating and trembling, and body tightness, etc. All those are just temporary phenomenon, which means not very important. So you ignore, and then if you focus on your meditation object continuously, then it will disappear soon or later. I wanted to explain about the appearance of the light. According to my understanding, if a meditator experiences the appearance of light, it means that they have, I assume that they have some parami in the past. They have practiced meditation, so they develop some certain level of concentration, because to see the light, it means you have the visual mind. So without developing the vision, if you don't have a sharp wisdom faculty and you don't have strong concentration, you may not see the light. So who experience to see the light, then I suggest to you to practice meditation continuously. You have very good parami, you have good opportunity to develop your concentration so that you can also develop your wisdom faculty so that you can realize Four Noble Truths if you practice continuously. So don't miss the opportunity. And then I mentioned about by realizing Four Noble Truths, we can make the end of suffering. Then, when we practice, how it works according to Eightfold Noble Path. The first Noble Truth, the Noble Truth of suffering means you penetrate five khandhas. Five khandhas means five aggregates that are material aggregate and feeling aggregate and perception aggregate and mental formation aggregate and consciousness aggregate. In another word, you know about body and mind. Internally, externally means whether your body and others' body, past, present, and future, external, internal and external, and gross and subtle, and superior, and inferior, and near and far. By 11 kinds of category, you understand body and mind. This is you realize the noble truth of suffering. To be able to penetrate this first noble truth, you should have strong concentration. Strong concentration means either excess concentration or obsession concentration. By practice this Saddhammasāra meditation, you can develop up to 4 obstruction concentration. When you develop this concentration, you are able to see the things that really are. Buddha said, Samadhim Vaitapikaye, Samaito Bhikkhu Bhikkhaye, Yatha Buddham Bhajanati. Develop concentration, bhikkhus who develop concentration. They can see things that they really are. Here, things that they really are means Four Noble Truths. So when you develop concentration, you can see, you are able to see Four Noble Truths. If you don't see this body and mind, and in another word, 5 khandhas as it is. You are not able to see, you are not able to know that this body and mind are impermanent and dissatisfactory and non-satisfactory. If you don't see these first noble truths, you will think of your body and mind permanent, or there is permanent body and mind, and they are happiness, source of happiness, and then they are my body and that mind, etc. So that means you cannot see the cause of suffering. When you see as it is at that time, you see after that you need to discern the cause of suffering. What makes you to have this body and mind? The cause of suffering means that craving, so-called tanha. This tanha, craving, because of the ignorance, because of you don't penetrate Four Noble Truths, so that you attach body and mind, you attach 5 khandhas, whether it is materiality, feeling, perception, the mental formation, and consciousness. You attach it and you continuously attach it. It becomes craving. Strong attachment becomes craving. And then you will have another body and mind that you will continue live on again, and then you will suffer again. It means. So when you have strong concentration, you can penetrate these first noble truths and as well as second noble truths. So this one, second noble truths, the tanha, craving, should be removed. You should eliminate, destroy this tanha. Then you will experience the third noble truth, which is Nibbana, the cessation of suffering, the destroying of ignorance, and then no more craving. To be able to destroy this ignorance and craving, you should be able to practice 4 noble truths accordingly, properly, righteously. That are 8 noble paths. First of all, today you have taken 5 precepts. There are 3 noble paths. That is right speech, and then right action, and right livelihood. Then you have practiced samatha meditation for maybe 40 minutes. That are involving 3 another noble path, that right mindfulness and right effort and right concentration. And also, you practice this, you take this 5 precepts and you have practiced this meditation based on right view. You know that Kamma is result. This is right view. And then you arouse, you practice right thought, that you practice meditation. So there are all 8 noble paths you have practiced. So, when you practice Anapanasati meditation, how we relate to these Eightfold Noble Path? As usual, when you practice 5 precepts or 8 precepts, you have 3 noble paths: right action, right speech, right livelihood. Now, based on the right understanding of Karma result, that if you practice meditation, you can penetrate the noble truth. You believe this. So there is right understanding, is right view. So, how it works when you practice Anapanasati meditation? You know your in-breath and out-breath. Then there is right view. Knowing the breath is right view. And then you alone, you pay attention on your breath, in-breath, out-breath. At that time you have the soul to focus on your breath. There is the right thought. There's 2. Another 2, right? Eightfold Noble Path, right? So we have 5. We have 5, right? In the right mindfulness, you remember to pay attention on your in-breath, right breath, out breath, right? So there is, and you aware of your in-breath, out breath. So there is right mindfulness. And you continuously try to focus on your in-breath and out-breath, right? You put effort. So there is also right effort. So now you have 7 right noble paths, right? Now you focus on your in-breath, out-breath, every single mind moment exactly. Then there's right concentration, one-pointedness. Your mind become focused on your in-breath, out-breath. There's one-pointedness. So when you practice, if you practice meditation after taking 5 precepts or 8 precepts, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, then you practice Eightfold Noble Path 1 hour, 2 hours. In this way, if you practice these Fourth Noble Truths continuously much of time, then when your past parameter and these present efforts support, then one day you will penetrate Four Noble Truths. So, how you practice in your daily life? I want to give some short advice for you. So when you wake up, you take 5 precepts or 8 precepts by yourself. You can determine yourself. You can decide the precept that I will not kill any living beings, I will not take anything which is not given, etc. You take yourself in the early morning, and then you keep it. Then you can practice 3-4 Noble Paths every day. And then whatever you are doing, since you need to carry on your daily life, whatever you are doing, then you just focus on that. Seriously, diligently. And then, whenever you have free time, you focus on your breath, in-breath, out-breath. As long as you, after taking 5 precepts, whenever you have spare time or free time, you focus on your breath. whether it is just 1 minute or 2 minutes. You just focus. Then you are practicing Eightfold Noble Truths. Since your condition is not allowed to go to meditation center for a long time, you are to be ordained. However, you can practice Eightfold Noble Truths according to your condition. So we need to put much of time and effort. Once our this parami fiber, then we can make end of suffering. So in the Buddha's time also, there are many people who become noble person as a layman. So this time also, if you are serious and if you are determined to practice meditation diligently, I think also you can be a one as a noble person. So may all of you be able to practice meditation so that may all of you make end of suffering as soon as possible.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So we accumulate person deed. For today we share this merit. Please repeat after me. Idam me punyam asavakaya mahamotu idam me bhavanam nibbanasa accayo Hotu Mama Punya Bhagam Sappa Sattanam Ajemi